Welcome to the Drag Me to the Movies podcast. I'm Ned, and today I am joined by the Warlock of Wi-Fi, also known as Jason.
Yeah, how's it going?
Not bad. How you doing?
Oh, it's been a Monday, let me just tell you.
Indeed.
But other than that, I'm glad to be here.
Good. So Joe will be missing this episode. He might be back next episode. Stay tuned to find out.
And if you'd like me better, feel free to put that in the chat message or the comments down below. We start a war here.
True. Yeah. If you want more Warlock, just let us know. All right. So in this episode, Warlock and I discussed talking about Bring Her Back from 2025, directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Sorry if I butcher your names. My bad.
It works for me.
Yeah. But we also have actors in this movie, surprisingly enough. We got Billy Barrett, Sally Hawkins, Jonah Wren Phillips, and Sorrel Wong. So, Warlock, or would you like me to call you Jason?
You can call me Warlock. We'll keep it formal.
Okay. Sounds good. So, do you have any initial reaction to what you witnessed with this movie?
Honestly, when I said, hey, Bring Her Back sounds like one of those movies that we should talk about on the podcast, I didn't have any inkling about really what it was about. I was kind of under the impression it was going to be like the movie Talk to Me, because every time I see anything about it, I see Talk to Me, the other horror movie about the possessed hand.
Yep. Which is getting a sequel.
I saw that. Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, well, this must be an offshoot of it. And no, it wasn't. It was not an offshoot of that. So
no, it's its own thing. It has similar things that it deals with, but yes, it's its own standalone, not sequel tie-in or anything to Talk to Me.
Yeah, this movie surprised the hell out of me. I mean, it's not just with the gore that you have in it, but with like the emotional gut punches that it just keeps throwing at you throughout the movie.
Oh my gosh, it is so heavy on the grief. Like, I compare it, like, at least from that level to something like Hereditary, but
yeah,
even heavier, in my opinion.
Absolutely. That's exactly, if I could think of a movie that once I got to watching and I got into it, if I could think of a movie that really embodied what this is, Hereditary would be that movie. Like, I had to go back and check to see if this was an Ari Aster film after about 20 minutes into it.
Right. Yeah. This is definitely not a movie that you go to and expect to feel good afterwards. Or if you do, you might need to seek some help. Please.
No. It is, and it's okay to give spoilers here, correct? This is a spoiler-filled
Yep, this is one where we're expecting everybody to have seen it, so spoiler warning if you haven't seen it.
Cool. I didn't want to get into some sort of major plot point and then be like, oh, I wasn't probably supposed to say that. So
no, you're fine now.
We're good then.
Yep. So do you have one that you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, probably the biggest thing for me was the body horror. This movie has so much body horror. It seems like 2025 has been the year of body horror. I mean, I can't remember how many times that I've wrote an article this year that body horror was one of the key topics of it. Like Novocaine was another one that came out this year with body horror.
Oh my God,
the Ugly Stepsister. I mean, it's like 2025 was 2025 is the year of, hey, how much can you take?
Yeah.
How much are you going to before you go, ooh, yeah, no, I can't watch the same.
I mean, coming off of movies like Terrifier and stuff like that, and even going back as far as like Saw and Hostel, like all those just led the way for this direction, honestly.
Yeah. And the way that they did it in this movie, it's, I know this movie is about possession and cult sacrifice and stuff like that, but the body horror was so realistic. Like you could feel this in your bones level of pain while you're watching it. There were several times when I'm sitting here, like especially like the ones that stick out in my mind are when he hands Connor the knife with the
Mhm.
cantaloupe on the end of it, and then
Yep.
turns around and he's really going to
Munching down
town
on
on
it.
his. Oh yeah, and then when he starts eating the countertop,
Uh-huh.
oh my god, I'm just
Or
like,
his own arm.
oh yeah, and that didn't bother me near as bad because I'm sitting here like he is curb stomping himself on the kitchen cabinets
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
This movie like leans into like these are things that I think everybody can sit back and go, wow, I can feel that in my teeth, or I can
Oh my
feel
gosh,
that in my
yes.
mouth,
The
and
cringe
you
factor.
start. Exactly. If you walk away from this movie without some sort of cringe going on, you really, like you said earlier, you need to go talk to somebody because
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
this film is just it's body horror in this level is more disturbing than that supernatural part of this film.
Correct. Yeah.
Way more.
Yep.
Like for you, which moment, like the body horror part, which one hits you the hardest?
I don't know, like, anytime I see, flesh being torn, kinda like the kid did to himself, that
Hmm.
always kinda rubs me the wrong way. Obviously, anything with the teeth usually is something that kinda triggers something in me, um,
Hmm.
and this definitely has those scenes in it.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and then even, like, the part where he takes a bite out of her arm and
Oh.
starts.
Yeah. At that point, I was like, I don't know if she deserves it or if I should feel sorry for her right now at this moment. Like
Yeah.
that was where I was at with this movie, and that's another thing about this film. Not just the body horror aspects of it and how that
Mhm.
is, but this one has, like I said earlier, it has an emotional uh,
Yes. Yes.
part to it. It's like a horror of morality here. For me, I was trying my best to kind of be like, okay, I'm a parent. I have a daughter.
Mhm.
If she passed away or died, but accident, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, I'd be
The
completely.
unimaginable. Yeah.
Exactly. I tried to understand her pain. And
Mhm.
you can understand her pain. You just can't understand her actions, really. I mean, I'm sure in some multiverse tangent out there, some splinter off of the main timeline, there's some part where I go, let's look at satanic cults to bring her back,
Yeah.
But, this movie twists that normal parental longing into something that's way monstrous, let's just say.
Right.
And then that longing there, that pain that she has from emotional pain, like throughout the movie, it turns into more physical pain. Like everything that is touched by this, from the kids to Laura to Connor, it's like a roller coaster. You're going up the lift hill, and once you get to the top and everything starts going downhill at that point, it goes downhill and it goes downhill hard.
Mhm. For sure. Yeah, I
Like,
mean, gosh, I can't speak enough for how all of this comes together. Um, just they did an amazing job. Number 1, cast. I don't think there's an
yes.
actor in this movie that I'm like, I don't like them.
No, no. I mean, uh, like Andy, what Billy Barrett,
Mhm.
Barrett. I'm
Barrett.
horrible with names.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah. I mean, you get this whole, like throughout the whole movie. It's like he's trying to be there for Piper, his sister,
Mhm.
but he knows that their father wasn't this saint like Piper saw him as. He
Right.
saw the other side of him, but he's trying to protect in her heart the memory of her father,
Right. Yeah.
and he's fighting with that. And then you got, of course, Laura over here, and Sally Hawkins like did an amazing job as
Yes,
Laura,
yes.
and she's distraught. She's thinking outside the box, so to
Mhm.
speak, of like, how can I remedy this? How can I fix this?
And
And
how manipulative she is in this movie is insane.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
The facade, yeah.
she turns that she turns that connection that Andy has with Piper against Andy because it
Mhm.
benefits her to get Piper on her side so she can conduct uh the possession, if you will, or the reincarnation of her daughter.
Yeah, I mean, you get it from out the gate where she's like, "I only want the girl," and then,
Yeah.
ultimately it's worked out that Andy can live there, but you have them arrive at the house, and she already starts manipulation by taking that little photo and kind of working Andy out of the picture already.
Yeah, yeah, and then from just going back to what I was saying about the father, can you imagine how Andy feels? It's like he goes from a father who really put Piper above him in every
Mhm.
aspect
Right.
and abused him into another situation where he is going through the same thing.
Yep. I really
You
feel for
know,
that kid in this movie. He did not
you
have
can't,
any luck
you
with
can't,
anything, really.
you can't help it. You cannot
Yeah.
help but feel this pain for him. And then then there's the little kid, Oliver, Connor,
Mhm.
whatever.
Ollie.
Yeah, and he had like, he's just possessed. He's
Yeah.
like this demon living inside of him. He has no agency, but there's those moments where he's able to express himself as Connor to try to get help, and nobody can help him in any way because Laura is always there on top of it, like,
Yeah.
keeping him inside that salt circle or that white circle to keep it from getting out. And and as the movie goes on, he progressively gets worse and worse and worse.
Which the design and elements that they used for him and the way he, like, deteriorated throughout the movie was so good.
Yeah, yeah. And, again, I'm sitting here as a parent trying to feel sympathy for Laura. And,
Mhm.
how about you? I know you don't, you haven't had kids yet, but I know I'm going to ask this from a non-parent asking, or a parent asking a non-parent. Did you feel any sympathy for Laura at all? Or did this movie just kind of make her like unforgivable monster?
I mean, I can empathize with, like, what she's going through, and, yeah, I feel like being someone who'd be put in that situation,
Mhm.
it's tough. Like, I mean, I hope I don't wish that upon anybody, but I know it's happened and people deal with those types of things in their own ways. And I can't recall specifically if she found the tape herself somewhere or how she came upon it, but obviously it came to her at a time where she attached to it and pursued it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's something I didn't even think about. Is like, where did she get this? Like, is there a cult of whatever this demon is? Is there like
mhm,
a cult that, like in Heredity or
right.
Hereditary, that they, are trying to bring about? What was it, Paimon in
Yep.
Hereditary? What was the name of the demon in this one? Did they even say
I don't,
Tari?
yeah,
Something like
I
that.
didn't
That
catch it.
I had to go look it up just now just to see if there was a name, and I see the name Tari. But
Yeah.
hey, back it up, Terry. But no, it's like, was she in her emotional state manipulated
hmm
by a group? And does that mean that there could be a prequel to this film? Is the
Potentially.
movie kind of, even a sequel kind of is on the thing, because for me, I'm sitting here at the very end when she's trying to kill Piper in the pool, and she's drowning her, and Piper goes, mom, just like her
Yep.
daughter did. And then my mind immediately goes, whoa, 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 did she die and get possessed?
hmm
Like, is that the daughter? But no, she has to, in this universe, the demon has to eat the body of somebody and regurgitate it into
Right.
them,
Yep.
like a
Like a
like
baby
a
bird.
feral bird. Yeah, like a baby bird. uh, so that's not it if that's the story. But man, it kind of for a moment makes you think, wait a minute, is that really Piper still? Question mark.
Yeah.
Because you don't really see much after that point. She gets away, and that's she gets to the person, people driving by, and they rescue her, and then the police show up. And yes, it was, for me, it was at the very end when you see Laura in the pool with her daughter's body, just holding on to her. And,
Mhm.
that kind of hit that moment right there kind of made me feel a little bit of sympathy, a little bit more sympathy for Laura.
Right.
It's kind of like the blinders were off. She realized all that she had done.
And, like,
Yeah.
Piper calling her mom maybe gave her that thing that she needed to realize or wake up and realize what she's done a bit as
Yeah,
well.
because if she, it could have been just one of those things where she could have been a great mom to Piper and her brother, and then she would have been a mom to them. She would have got to have those mom moments again, but she chose a different path, and
Mhm.
then she kills everybody. And let me just tell you, the one thing that got me was the when she ran the lady, the caseworker over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, whoa! And then she drowned
Yeah,
uh, uh,
Andy.
Andy. I was like,
Yep.
holy shit! Sorry,
Yep.
holy crap!
No, you're fine with swearing here.
Okay, I just didn't know if we were PG or PG-13.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, gosh, there's so much stuff in this that I really want to get to. But like, you look at Andy's relationship with his dad. Obviously, he was trying to protect Piper from it.
Mhm.
What a horrible way to, like. Granted, Piper is partially blind, so she doesn't get to see things clearly, and she only sees shapes. Which, you know, seeing anything that happens in this movie is definitely not not cool. But to be Andy and like just his path and being abused by his dad being dead in the shower naked and having to deal with that and
Mhm.
my God.
Yeah, I was like, well, it's gonna be a party.
Yeah,
When I was not prepared for full frontal nudity, male nudity
right,
at the
right.
very beginning.
And to speak of party, that was a scene that was like granted they're dealing with grief and stuff and trying to get past the father a little bit, but
Hmm.
having an adult giving the children alcohol that she just met them, that was weird
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, it had that what was the movie where the oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but she's like the I think it was mom, wasn't it? She
Oh,
got with
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fraternity or
Yep,
college kids and
yep.
everything. It was like, oh, is it gonna go down that path? Because at this point I'm
Mama or
still
something?
trying to be what was it?
Mama, I think?
Mama, something like that. Because it was going, I thought, well, maybe this is going down that path. And then yeah, no, it wasn't going down that path. And again, it really made me stop and think: Is this an Ari Aster film? Because this screams Ari Aster. Like it had his fingerprints all over it, and I think the Philippou brothers did a bang up job if they said, hey, let's look at his homework and let's kind of copy it, make it our own.
Yeah, yeah. It's oh. But and here's the other thing I really appreciate how like they pulled everything together is like, there's always that whole show don't tell aspect to movies. And
Mhm.
they came up with what I feel like was a pretty creative way where they were able to show it and kind of tell at the same time by using that videotape to kind of give you the information and bits and pieces that you need to move through the story and pick up the puzzle pieces to figure out what's actually going on. And I really thought
Mhm.
that was a nice, clever way that they worked that in there. What are your thoughts on
Right.
that?
And she's sitting here watching it. She has no idea. Like you can tell she's like, I don't even have a clue what's going on. She starts massaging his head like they're doing in the video when he was after he had crossed the line the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts like rubbing that circle in his forehead and he, trying to calm him down. She's just like basically, it's like she tried to pull out the owner's manual for demons and was trying
Right.
to figure out how do I make this demon feel better
Yep.
so it doesn't disappear and destroy my last chance of talking to my daughter again or bringing my daughter back.
Agreed. And even like the abilities that she picked up on, like, you know, the kid was chewing on the cat. So he started acting like a cat,
Yeah,
using the father's
yeah,
hair to have him freak the other kid out by becoming his father.
yeah. That one, that one got me because I don't know if I was not just paying attention enough or what, but I saw her feeding him the hair and I was like, what's that gonna do? And then
Uh-huh.
the next scene is the shower scene,
Yep.
which I really still don't understand why Andy was fully clothed in the shower, but to each
I
their
mean,
own.
he's got some shower issues, and I think that's one of the things they hinted at is that his dad would abuse him in the shower with the shower running so that his sister
Oh.
wouldn't hear it.
Oh, you see, I didn't catch that. And then what's her name? Laura does the same thing when she's trying to soothe Connor. She
Mhm.
turns the radio up so that they can't hear him screaming.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. There was a lot of correlations between Laura and his father then that,
Oh, yeah.
I think on a second viewing, going back and watching it again, I think I'll catch a lot more of that stuff. But now that you're mentioning it, it's like, yeah, you're
Yep.
right.
Yep. And that's the whole thing is, like, this was my second attempt. I last saw it in theaters, um,
Hmm.
but, man, revisiting this, it still hits hard. Um, I I I just can't speak enough, and also the fact that, like, this isn't like, with Hereditary, I feel like there was a few things that were kind of jump scary. This, I don't feel like there was a single jump scare that really got me. Like, maybe him falling and hitting his head slightly, but, like, that wasn't really a jump scare. Like, they did a
Mm-mm.
good job of not leveraging that and just letting the creepiness play through.
Yeah, yeah. This film is not about jump scares, which is, just let me say, is a tired trope. Just
Oh,
watch
yeah.
any of the Nun movies or
Yes,
any of the
yes.
Conjuring universe. That's all it is. It's jump scare marathon.
Yep.
That's all this. This movie is not that kind. This is pure emotional, psychological body horror at its finest, and it doesn't try to do anything else with it. It focuses on those things, and it doesn't use the body horror to make you for no reason. It doesn't use it for just gore factor, shock factor, or anything like that. It uses it as, like I said, it's the escalation of a mother's pain and trying to do whatever she can to bring her daughter back, and she loses that moral compass. So this movie is more about how grief can twist your moral compass,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and just like some sort of rag doll, and it never will point north again until something just absolutely happens. And I think maybe the word mom at the end kind of reset her moral compass.
Mhm.
Uh, it was kind of like the key word, the trigger here.
Right. Yeah. And then there's I want to circle back to the manipulation, like, just kind of hit on a few of the actual things, like, the
Mm.
forcing of Andy to kiss his father on the lips, like, that was weird. The pissing in the bed, the punching of Piper in the face and using his Axe body spray. Like,
I was like, oh
she was
no,
doing
she's
everything to push them apart.
yeah, she wanted to break that bond between
Yeah.
brother and sister, protect her and protected, because that's really what it was. He was there to take the brunt of any physical abuse from her father, so it never went to her.
Right.
Because can you imagine what would have happened if, like, he wasn't there? Would Piper still be his favorite child? Free from pain and free from abuse.
Mhm.
And same thing happened, over with Laura. If he wasn't there, if she got her way and only took the girl,
Right.
you know, would it have how this would have turned out? Like, would there ever been a moment for her compass to get skewed back? You know, without her
I
brother there,
think
because again,
towards the
she's
end.
blind
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for the most
True.
part. That's what got me is like when she went and picked her up from her practice right there towards the end after she just killed her brother and ran over that lady, and her windshield's cracked, and Piper can't tell, like, she just gets
Mhm.
in the car and she can't see that the windshield is cracked and there's blood on it.
Right.
It's just like, oh my gosh, that's horrifying right there when you know somebody is there, and if they just had their ability to see, they could make a better decision. They could be like, whoa, hold on.
Mhm.
And her brother was her eyes, and Laura went straight to making her doubt her vision, her brother's vision for her.
Yeah. Ugh. Even having that keyword of grapefruit didn't save
Yeah,
everything because of the
no,
things that he was trying to protect her from.
exactly.
Yeah.
exactly. So, you know, and that's another thing, you know, when he dies, like you're not even at the end of the movie and he dies, and it's not like this spectacular death sequence. It's not him trying to save her, or you know, he stops the villain to save his sister. He just gets murdered, and there's nothing he can do about it because he's broken by being ran over. And you know, she just turns his head into the water, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like it's so, his death is just so, like, again, punch to the gut, because it's like,
It's not as
what's going to happen?
satisfying of a death or honorable of
No,
a death that you would had hoped.
correct, correct. It was like he just went out, like
Yeah.
his light was just turned off, and that's the end of it.
Yep. Yeah, I was really curious if he would be back. Like just he didn't really drown, but they didn't, which I think was a good choice in the end.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
because you know, and again, the ending is great because it does leave a lot of holes that are, you know, out there. Like, you know, my next question is Connor. You know, Connor is was found, and they're trying to take care of him and everything. He's back to normal, but where did the demon go?
yeah.
You know, I mean, did it get banished because it crossed the white line, or is it
That's what I'm
like
assuming.
hiding now?
Yeah. I
Did
don't
it
know.
did
Like
it
while it's in
find
the
another
bounds,
host?
and that's another point is like you have that huge ass white line, like never got questioned that was there.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I figured Andy would at least like, hey, what's that? Like
Yeah.
have her come up with
No.
something.
Yeah, but there was nothing. It's
Yeah. But other than that, like I don't think there's anything in this movie that I would change. I feel like they had everything here, everything had a purpose, everything was something that would move in or play along or move the movie forward. Um,
yeah.
which I really appreciate, especially even the scene where, you know, she's hearing Andy's message on the phone and realizes they're on their way out to the house and she starts that quick cleaning sequence.
I was like, lady, you are not going to be able to clean this up. And she's bleeding all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're not, this is a futile attempt. I mean, A for effort here, but you're gushing blood like it's going out of style. It's not a good look.
No, for sure.
No, no, and I don't think you're gonna be able to hide that. And she did; she wasn't able to. So then she finally comes clean. She's like, "Hey, I found a way to bring my kid back using, you know, a demon,
Satan.
like a cult version of a Home Depot project in her living room."
Yep.
But yeah, grief does weird things to people. Let me say that.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And
But
like I
yeah.
said, you know,
No, go
like
ahead.
I said, does this movie, you know, make me have this little question? It's like, okay, and here in this timeline, you know, I wouldn't do anything like that, but out there somewhere in some odd off-brand universe, is there a version of me who hears Ritual to Bring Back Your Child? And
Mm.
I'm like, can I take a look at the brochure just to see what's involved, you know, kind of thing?
What are the side effects?
Yeah, what are the side effects, you know? Has anybody done this properly, and what was their
What's the
results? Like,
success rate?
can I get a review? You know, 1 out of 5 stars here.
Yeah. And honestly, like there's nothing really notable here for me with the music or even a lot of quotes, but I did appreciate the line from the mother where she's like, "I'm gonna drown you now in the pool, love." Paraphrasing
Hmm.
that because
Yeah,
I don't remember the exact one.
yeah, yeah. And you know me, I do movie reviews for a living. So when you say, "Oh," or not for a living, but for fun, you know, when somebody says, you know, "Oh, well, the audio and everything," I never worry about the audio in any movies. I always just focus on how did it make me feel? Did it look good? Was it too long? Was it too short? What would I change?
Yeah.
And did the actors look like they phoned it in?
Did
And
it
you know,
pull me
I
out of the movie
commend
at all?
you.
You know, as long as the movie doesn't distract me and adds to the scene or
Mhm.
is not even noticeable, I'm fine with it there. But as soon as it
Yeah.
pulls me out of it, I'm like, wait, no, no, wrong.
And this movie doesn't let you get out
No,
of it.
no.
It holds you.
I don't feel
You're
like there's any
there.
lulls that I'm like, they should have tightened this up.
Mhm.
It's, I think, a good length and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I think movies should be somewhere around 100 minutes. That's a good amount of time. When you start going over that, you know, you get into that. This is dragging on, and this movie's what, 140, 104 minutes. So it's the perfect.
144. minutes. Yeah.
144.
Yep.
144.
Or sorry, an
Geez.
hour
Wow.
and 44. My bad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
104 minutes. 60
Yep.
plus 44. Yeah. All right. So right there in my timeline. So that's another reason you can watch it. You can and you know with that time frame they get you interested in the characters. They get you set up with what's happened up to this point
Yep.
and why it's important to the rest of the story. And they did a great job of this. They truly did.
Yeah. And there was actually an interview I was watching uh, with the directors, and one thing they noted, I didn't go back and try to like observe it, but they were saying like throughout the movie, you kind of have Laura starting off with like kind of green and brighter colored clothing, and then her clothing
Mhm,
slowly starts to go to yellow to brown to represent like fall and how the leaves change.
mhm.
And that's her kind of getting worse, worse and worse.
And you know, I couldn't tell that because unfortunately I'm one of the people in this world that is colorblind.
Right.
But the palette, you know, again, I do agree with that because I do remember her being in more brighter, more vibrant kind of clothing when you first meet her, and then like towards the end, it starts becoming this dull, more muted colors,
Yep.
and you know, I could tell that. So I'm
Yeah.
not completely
It's
colorblind.
it's just nice when they actually work that type of thing into a movie and you don't even
Yeah,
realize it,
yeah,
because I sure didn't
and then
until
you
they mentioned it.
and then you have somebody like Ned sit here and say, "Hey, you remember when this happened?" And you're like, "Oh my god, yes."
Hmm. But yeah, man, I really thought this was a very solid movie. I don't really have much else to say. Uh,
Yeah,
do you have any additional things?
yeah. I mean, yeah, this movie just got under my skin in more ways than one. You know,
I think it
one
was
minute
meant
it's
to.
making me queasy and cringe. The next minute I'm like wanting to find my kid and give her a hug. And
Yep.
you know, it's just one of those movies where you're just like, watch it, hug your kids, check your teeth,
Yep.
lock up your knives,
Yep.
and don't take a videotape from somebody who says, "Hey, you want to bring somebody back from the dead?" Just trust me on this one. It's probably not going to be a good idea.
Yeah. Not advised.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Well, hold on. Let's actually talk about scores for the movie. Before, like, are you giving it a 0 out of 5? Is that what's going on?
Oh no, no! This is
Okay.
maybe I do a 5-star scale, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Oh wow.
It's a good, yeah. I mean that's just how I feel about it. It is because it meets all my criteria. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a story that you easy to follow. It gives you characters that you root for. It gives you a villain that you do not root for, but you can have sympathy for. It has a conclusion. Now I may take a point off, maybe a 4.5 or a 4-star movie, just because I kind of feel like the ending was a little leaves too much hanging.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
but
could
I'm
see
going
that.
to go with my mind that they're going to do a sequel or something with it to kind of continue the story, hopefully. So in like 6 years, if they haven't done one yet, it's definitely getting a 4. But and it does all of that stuff that I talked about in a time frame that doesn't feel too short or too long. It feels just right.
Nice. Yeah, that is true.
What
I
about you? What do you
personally,
give it?
I did watch this in theaters, as I mentioned, and I think coming out of theaters, I was kind of hanging around a 4. But upon rewatch and how solid of a film this is, I think I bumped it up to a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
So that's currently where I sit with this movie. And like the only thing I, I don't I don't know if it's me, like for those movies that I see where it's a 5, I don't think this quite gets there for me,
Mhm.
but it does do a lot of things right. Um, so I think a 4.5 is a very good score for this movie, at
Absolutely,
least for my
absolutely.
criteria.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and if it has a sequel, I'm gonna bump it to a 5 myself.
nice.
If we get conclusion, I want some conclusion here. That's all I'm missing. Just something. An after credit scene would have been great, but
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm definitely glad you enjoyed watching it. I am curious, do you have anything you would like to promote that you're
Well,
working on,
I
or
do. Oh yeah, I do write a weekly column, sometimes more than once a week, with a website called zombiesinmyblog.com. I'm the
find the link
featured,
below?
yeah, featured writer there, and I have quite a few. We're getting into award season, and I'm sitting down with my A24 and my neon films to go through those. So there'll be probably more than one article a week until mid-January, and then I don't know what we're going to do from there. I'm kind of exploring other options there. And you can also follow me over on Letterboxd. That's Warlock of Wi-Fi, all one word.
We'll
Jason
include the
Kid
link for
from
that as
Nashville.
well.
There you go. Come on over, share some
Yeah.
love. Tell me what you think about movies. I put my unlike a blog where you don't really get to talk back to the person who wrote the blog, there on Letterbox, you can actually have a conversation, challenge somebody about what the review is set for. It's like, well, what did you think about this? Or why did you give this such a high score? Why did you give this such a low score? It's
Yeah.
I like that aspect. It's social media for us movie fans.
Oh yeah, I'm really enjoying Letterboxd. I mean, I see a lot of opportunities for them to enhance the website, but
Hmm.
as is, it is a great service, especially since you can
Absolutely.
get in there for free and pretty much log your movies and start some socializing.
Absolutely. Do it, folks. Do it. Get over there. Add me as a friend, or add me in the following, and we'll talk.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so for the next recommendation or movie, we've already mentioned it in the past, but we're gonna do Falling Down. I'm curious, Warlock, have you seen Falling Down before?
A long time ago, I remember I used to work in a video rental store in high school, and I remember playing that on the televisions there, and almost getting in trouble because it was a movie that we weren't supposed to show in the store.
I was gonna say I don't know if everything is exactly
I turned the
family
volume down.
friendly. Let's say.
Yeah, it was the '90s, so yeah, I got in trouble for it. But
Yeah.
you know, I really wanted to see it. But yes, I do like that movie, and then it's what's the video game? Postal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the name of the video game? That's kind of like it, where you just have that one bad day. It's like the Joker says.
Yes,
Everybody can
exactly.
have just one bad day.
Yep. And that's exactly what I was gonna bring up with Joe. Get his
Nice.
thoughts on that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no worries. He probably won't even listen to this. Or
Oh,
he'll ream us out for saying, yeah, I did listen to this. We'll find out either
yeah,
way.
sure. We sure will.
But yeah, thanks for joining me, Warlock. And I'm just going to
Hey,
let everyone know they can find your socials in the links below. And then also, we're on Threads and Facebook at To The Movies Pod and on YouTube at The Movies Pod. And yeah, is there any last minute thing you want to say there, bud?
just remember to vote for me over Joe.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
wait, you know what? Let's not fight, Joe. Let's
Let's
just say, hey, let's have Warlock in a few more times a year.
Yeah, if you'd like to hear him more frequently or permanently, let us know. Maybe we can work something out. But thanks for joining me, Warlock. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks all.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.